From some fans believing Shevchenko was robbed of the victory, to others claiming Nunes was the rightful winner of the fight. Here's the real reason Amanda Nunes versus Valentina Shevchenko 2 ended in controversy. Starting off, the rematch ended in a super controversial split decision. The two have clashed twice inside the octagon up until now, with both fights being contested in the bantamweight division. But the Lioness has won both of them on the judges' scorecards. Amanda and Valentina first met at UFC 196, where Nunes won by unanimous decision. Their rematch was set for UFC 213, but Amanda had to pull out for health reasons. So UFC 215 was chosen as the reset event. In 2017, Amanda Nunes, the current UFC bantamweight champion, put her title on the line against Valentina at UFC 215. It was supposed to be a thrilling fight, and it proved to be none less than one. The Brazilian methodically overcame her opponent and won by decision.
Finger injury. Keep an eye on there. See it right there? Valentina immediately grabs her finger.
But fans and experts think otherwise. They claim that the decision for the MMA bout is controversial, and it shouldn't have deemed Nunes the winner, since it was Bullet that outworked Nunes for the better part of the fight and was more deserving of the decision victory.
Look at that.
There it is.
You see her waiting to counter.
Ooh, kick to the body. She catches it.
Up to this day, the MMA world often argues about the official verdict. But before even delving into that, let's take a look at what actually happened in the fight. Well, the rematch was a 5-round title bout, with the fighters engaging in what fans call a high-level chess match.
I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. When I tell you to stop, I want to stop all offensive actions.
With neither athlete overextending. They primarily engaged in a stand-up battle with minimal grappling exchanges. Both took a tactical approach to the fight with hardly any long skirmishes. The bout lasted the whole 5 rounds, with both fighters matching each other blow for blow. The first round seemed to favor Nunes as she worked hard to get the better of the leg kick, while Shevchenko got her hands in round 2. The pace of the fight stayed steady in round 3.
He's done some very good work with that push kick to the midsection of Shevchenko, who punctuates that combination with a low kick. Nice.
Round 4 was maybe the closest of all, with round 5 bringing with it some variety of action.
Oh, I think she said she was going to try to do that. Oh, here we go.
Now we're going.
The Lioness attempted to grapple with her competitor, and even though Shevchenko defended well, Nunes pursued another takedown, which seemed to swing the vote in her favor, and she was able to defend her title when she was declared the winner via split decision. Talking about the judges, Judge Sal D'Amato scored rounds 1, 3, and 5 for Nunes, handing her a 48-47 scorecard, while Judge David Therian awarded the Lioness rounds 1, 2, and 5, giving her the same scorecard as D'Amato. The lone dissenting judge was Tony Weeks, who was in favor of Shevchenko. He scored rounds 2, 3, and 5 for the 35-year-old, giving her a 48-47 scorecard. The current UFC women's flyweight champion immediately disagreed with the decision, considering herself to be more deserving.
I think in this fight, 3 rounds, it was mine points. I won these 3 rounds.
Even when she was on the mat, she landed more blows than the supposed winner. Turns out she wasn't the only one who disagreed with the decision. Even fans and pros believe Valentina was robbed. In the back-and-forth contest, Amanda may have emerged the victor, but not according to many fans and pros. While some believed that she deserved the nod from the judges, others protested because they believe Bullet deserved the win. In fact, there was an interesting decision going on Twitter, both during and after the match. Dan Hardy tweeted that he could see Shevchenko losing the first round or 2, and then overall winning by decision. Nunes was lucky their fights wasn't 5-by-5s, he tweeted. Ian McCall tweeted that the boos from the audience were ridiculous since it was a technical fight. Derek Brunson didn't agree with the final decision either, saying it was a close fight. Jed Meshew also had long maintained that Shevchenko beat Nunes, saying she's the rightful queen. Others like Chris Cyborg, Charles Rosa, and Marion Renault congratulated Amanda on her win. While the boxing world's still debating over the winner, it brings us to the question: as capable as Nunes is, should her bantamweight reign have ended at the hands of Bullet? Is the winner the right decision?
Give me your thoughts on the fight.
I really don't understand why the victory go to the other side.
Robbery Review took a look at the controversial fight to see if the judges were correctly criticized for their decision. In the rematch, neither woman was able to muster up much in the way of dramatic, impactful moments. Up to this day, it's hard to find a sequence where either of the two truly asserted themselves.
You can't just uncork on her. You can't just unload bomb after bomb. She's not going to be there for that. She's going to make it.
According to UFC stats, Nunes seemed to be the winner since she had a 14 significant strike advantage in round 1, and a slight edge in every other round except for the last one. She won the total significant strike battle with 86 to Valentina's 72 strikes. The strongest evidence that backs up the fact that Valentina should have won is her notable advantage in head strikes.
And here, moving her head off the center line. Boom! Left hand. Right hand behind it.
You saw it a lot.
When it comes to media, out of the 22 media members' scores tallied by MMA Decisions, 10 scored the fight for Shevchenko, 10 for Nunes, and 2 believe the fight was drawn. Data derived from Verdict MMA and MMA Decisions say that 45.2% of voters on MMA scored the fight 48 to 47 Shevchenko. Robbery Review clarified that they're not here to determine who won, only if a fighter was robbed of a crystal clear win. Even though Shevchenko's performance was brilliant, she was not robbed of the fight, and everyone should accept the judge's decision and move on. The fight, which happened quite some time ago, is still famous today. I mean, there was even drama surrounding the final decision.
Let's take her down. I know she's gonna be tired, and I know I'm gonna get her. And it happened tonight.
What made the situation even more controversial was the reaction of fans and fighters. The fans didn't take the decision well at all, booing in the arena. There was an immediate uproar since a majority of the crowd had become pro-Shevchenko by the end of the fight. The tense ending to the fight saw the competitors separating. Valentina stood in utter disbelief. She was enraged and argued that she'd won the striking battle and demanded a rematch, since she believes that the UFC bantamweight title was hers after the fight.
I definitely will win this next fight. I want this fight, and I totally disagree.
The nature of the fight made her more adamant that she will move back in weight to fight with Amanda for the 3rd time in her career. The 35-year-old said that she'd watched the fight several times, and if it would have been champion against champion, the judges would have declared her the winner. But that time, it was a different situation with variable circumstances. When the trilogy happens, Bullet believes it's going to be completely different. Speaking of the trilogy, Valentina on how she'll prepare for a potential Amanda trilogy fight. Valentina Shevchenko has insisted that she wants a trilogy fight against Amanda Nunes before she ends her career. She has barely any losses in her UFC career, her most recent one being at UFC 285, in which she lost her title to Alexa Grasso, in a shocking, sensational bout in Las Vegas.
This is so tight. Really tight. I think she got it.
Before this, she had the belt for 4 years and only had losses to Amanda. This was her first loss since 2017, and it sadly ended her 9-year winning streak. Speaking of the possible Amanda trilogy bout, Bullet believes she can definitely outclass the Lioness this time. Back in late 2021, Valentina appeared on Joe Rogan Experience podcast. She suggested that she wouldn't lift heavy weights to increase her muscle mass to combat a size disadvantage against the bigger Nunes, since adding too much weight to one's frame in a few months slows down the fight. A possibility of a trilogy fight could conspire someday. Till then, we'll just have to wait and see. And that was all about the real reason Nunes versus Shevchenko ended in controversy.